I told you that we have a fantastic musician coming up. She's one of the most talented musicians around. She is a fantastic bassist. She also sings a bit, and she is an integral member of one of the hottest bands around. Let me tell you, I've seen them plenty of times. Great people and great musicians. Bernie Worrell and the Woo Warriors, and the lady who holds down what's going on stage. I made a comment before. Bernie Worrell will never drop out of a song because of the musician we're going to talk to right now. Known as Lady Bass, her name is Donna McPherson, and we welcome, and it's been a long time wanting to have her on the show, we welcome Donna McPherson to the Upper Room. How you doing, Donna?
Well, good, Joe. How you doing?
Pretty good. You hearing me all set?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so Woo Warriors, how did you get hooked up with Bernie Worrell and the Woo Warriors? Just a great group.
Actually, probably back in 90, maybe about 94, 95, I went to an audition for a band in Plainfield who consisted of a couple of members, well, the sons of some of the original members of Parliament-Funkadelic. And I did an audition, and Bernie happened to be there that night. And it's kind of a funny story because I didn't know who Bernie was. And I had like an entourage of people with me, like for support and stuff for the audition. Mm-hmm. And Bernie, we got up, we did Cosmic Slop, and I played, and he was directing and everything. And, my friends and everybody, they're like freaking out. They're like, Donna, do you know who you just played with, So in any event, that's how I met him. And probably about 2 years later, I got a phone call from Greg Fitz, the keyboard player. And Greg and I had played in this band as well, the band that I had auditioned for. And Greg and I actually go back a little ways. And they called, and they had the tour coming up, and asked me if I wanted to do it. And I've been with them ever since.
Now, it must have stepping in a band like that. Did you grow up primarily listen to Parliament-Funkadelic jams?
Actually, could you turn? I can't hear you too well, Joe.
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you grow up listening to the P-Funk jams, or you had to brush up a little bit before jumping in?
Actually, I did listen to some, and that was because my sister and brother, basically, my sister was like fanatic. So, she was like, she had her name on the album and stuff like that, so I did get to listen. I had, my favorite song is Cosmic Slop, mm-hmm. Red Hot Mama, but, I didn't, and it was because of them, actually, that I really got to listen to that, material, so it was definitely in the household, and, so that's, I listened to a lot of Prince and Cameo, Larry Graham, stuff like that. But definitely the Parliament-Funkadelic thing was in there, so I didn't have to do a lot of brushing up.
You and I listened to the same record collection, because I Prince is my favorite, Cameo, and of course I know how dear Larry Graham is to your style of playing. Yeah. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you got into playing music, and specifically playing bass?
Well, I grew up in musical family. My mother is a graduate of Juilliard School of Music and classical and opera, and it just kind of trickled down, I guess. My sisters, when I was a child, had an all-female band. Actually, what was it predominantly was they had a male drummer, and I was just it was I had no choice, So it just kind of I was about 5 or 6. I started playing percussion. So they would let me sit in sometimes, when they did like early shows. They performed a lot. They were called Shelley and the Chandels, and that was back in the early 70s to the mid 70s. And my brother's a drummer. My sister used to play bass, and my other sister plays guitar and piano, and we all sing. So it trickled down, and basically, it was no way around it. It's definitely a God send, a blessing. But at the same time, it was just all around me. So, about 13 years old, my brother's friend was a bass player, and he was doing the slapping thing. And I got down on my knees in front of him, and I said, that's what I want to do. Because I was just watching him play, doing the slap playing, and that was it. I said, that's what I want to do. So So since about 13 years old, I've been playing the bass.
So that big experience, and you knew exactly how you wanted to go along with your career, and I understand you had a chance to meet up with Larry Graham, right? That was in New York?
Yeah, that was incredible. I went to a couple of friends of mine surprised me. Larry Graham and Graham Central Station was here in East Orange at a club called Club 88, and they were there performing. And I got to meet him. I met George Benson, and so that was really incredible, And, to so much later in life, and I've been following Larry Graham probably since 75.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's about when they came out, 74, 75.
Right.
So, so that was definitely an honor, privilege,
Now, there's a future collaboration, Donna McPherson and Larry Graham.
Oh, I probably wouldn't even be able to play. I'd be so excited.
No.
Yeah.
And fans, listeners out there, we should let people know that Bernie Worrell and the Woo Warriors are just one of the great groups to see live these days. We're probably around the same era growing up in that going to see R&B, funk, and rock bands was just part of going to see shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys just carry on that tradition, and I got to let people know that you got some upcoming dates. What do you have this weekend? You're going to be up in Nantucket?
Nantucket, yeah.
Okay. Where are you playing up there?
Let me see.
Uh-oh. I should have said get the itinerary ready.
Actually, I had it close by.
Okay.
A place called Muse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the 20th and the 21st.
Okay.
That's in Nantucket Island in Massachusetts. And we also have some other dates, like in New York, the 26th, Tobacco Road.
Right, and that's a nice intimate venue, I'm told. And
that's what I'm hearing about it too now.
Right near the bus terminal in New York, and on the west side, I think so.
Right.
Yeah. And then you have June 28th out in the Hamptons.
Right.
Where all that big money is, but
exactly.
I've been out there. It's a real nice spot. So June 28th, you'll be out there, right?
Right. Stephen House, I believe. Stephen Talkhouse?
Stephen Talkhouse, yeah.
Stephen Talkhouse, okay.
And
right.
So you guys are staying busy, and how do you deal personally? How do you like the touring life? Or are you more a studio person?
Studio, I haven't done studio in quite a while. I do like it.
Uh-huh.
The touring, it's kind of a love-hate thing.
Right. You just want to get...
I mean, it has its advantages and disadvantages, of course, like anything else, but I love it because you get to go, different places. You get, you meet a lot of wonderful people and, crazy people, all kinds of things, different things are going on, and, and just, it's cool. It's a cool thing, just to have that opportunity, first of all, to play with Bernie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to play that music, and to, get to do the traveling, and play at the different venues and, the people that you meet, and then, it has this other disadvantages, and it's not too bad, so I could say I like it pretty well.
Yeah. It'd just be a magical and make things easier if it only took 5 minutes to get to a gig. Then there'd be no complaints. Yeah.
Magic wand, that would be cool.
Yeah. But your band that you have there with all the players, it just seems, Bernie Worrell, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, and I've always said that he's, always saying great things like, for instance, get Donna on your show, this and that, and he's always, making the door open for everybody in the band.
Definitely. It's very positive.
On stage, I know you go with a little framework out there, but there's a lot of spontaneity going on, right?
I'm sorry.
There's a lot of spontaneity, a lot of free things going on. It's just not, hey, this is the way we're going to do it. You guys vibe off each other on stage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. As far as the music.
Right.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, playing with Bernie, you definitely have to be on your toes.
Mm-hmm.
And which is good for me, and I could probably speak for everybody else as far as that's concerned. You learn a lot. You have to be on your toes. You have to listen and pay attention, so that's good. It's a good thing, definitely.
Did he ever call out a cue and you missed?
I don't know. I can't remember. Probably.
But it looks like, particularly you and Bernie are locked in pretty good. I know he's always smiling. You got a great smile, and you guys have that connection on stage.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to, and that came pretty easy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, aside from the music, Bernie is a very easy person to get along with, you know, and we just kind of fell right into place, you know.
Maybe it's that Jersey upbringing y'all had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Donna, we're going to listen to a track on which you participated in, and this is from Bernie Worrell and the Woo Warriors live CD, and recorded at the Knitting Factory, right?
Yep.
Do you remember anything specifically about that night?
Actually, that was a pretty good. I think that was a pretty good show.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, yeah. That was a good night.
So we're going to play one of your favorites that you mentioned a little while ago, Red Hot Mama.
Oh, good.
And we're going to set it off with that here on the Upper Room.
All right.
And Donna McPherson is my special guest. She's going to be with us up until 5 o'clock. And we'll come back and talk with Donna. But first, this is live. Bernie Worrell and the Woo Warriors, Red Hot Mama. You know that voice, our good friend, Mr. Bernie Worrell. And that was a special night over in New York City, I believe in the Soho section at the Knitting Factory, and Red Hot Mama, the real classic. And we heard that bass, and that's Donna McPherson, also known as Lady Bass, right?
That's it.
Yeah?
Yep.
And I wanted to ask you about the band because, you know, you have all different members in the band, and, you know, a lot of you have different projects going on the side as well as with the Woo Warriors. How does it all work together on stage to make it sound that hot when, you know, perhaps you haven't been, you know, touring for 2 months straight or rehearsing for a good 3 weeks or so?
Actually, it works out well, I guess, because, first of all, we just have, the band consists of just extremely talented musicians, you know, and Bernie, you know, obviously picks, you know, he knows how to pick and choose his, you know, who he wants to be in his unit. So when we get together, we can not be together for a month and come back together and it still flows the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, the people that we work with, the individuals, it's, you know, it makes it very easy because of the talent, you know.
How about as far as the technical side of playing bass? What do you usually work with up on stage?
Actually, I keep it very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I have a PV amp, TNT 150, and usually I'm, you know, we always go through the house system, and it's so funny because after I've performed, people come up to me and they always think that Bernie's cabinets are mine.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're like, oh my God, you know, your sound and, you know, those huge cabinets, you know, like, that's not mine. That's mine over there, the little amp on the floor. You know, so I just got another amp that I'm, you know, just a keyboard amp to add to it. So I get some top flavor coming out. And
you go with just the 4 strings, right?
4 strings.
Right, uh-huh.
You know, I don't like mids in my sound, so I usually just do the highs and lows. So that's how I get, you know, the sound, you know, that people seem to like. So,
and I can testify that the sound's coming through great. I mean, I've saw some great shows with the Woo Warriors and had some friends from out of town. Even the first experience seeing you, and they were just raving about the concert with the Woo Warriors. So, your shows coming up. Well, let's get back to the sound. I wanted to know, you know, of all the venues you played, any ones particularly stand out with having great sound and place you always like to return to?
You know what, there are, and let me just, if I can think for a minute. Wetlands.
Okay.
That's a nice, we usually get a nice sound out of there. So I always enjoy going back there. And then, too, we usually pack the place, so that makes it good, too.
Yeah, sure.
Most of the venues in New York that we do are pretty decent. Irving Plaza, the Knitting Factory.
Right.
You know, there's some others, I just can't think of them right now, but yeah. You know, there are some to be desired as well, but, you know.
So you notice I asked you the positive question rather than the negative, right?
Yes.
Because I always feel for the musicians when the sound just isn't right and you know it's out of your hand and, you know, it's really tough to fix right on the spot.
Yeah, it is. It's a difficult thing, and it's difficult to deal with.
Right.
You know, because you have to kind of sit up on stage and still smile.
Right.
You know. and perform your best, and you're on stage and you know it's like, oh my God, this sucks, you know.
Right.
So, but basically, you know, it works out pretty well, you know. And my thing is, you know, you kind of keep your frame of mind that, you know, you have to do the show in any event, you know, and as long as the people are happy, you know what I mean?
Right.
Afterwards, and that's what's important, because you know, you got your stage sound, which can be good and it can sometimes be bad, and then you know, you go out front and you got a totally different sound, and that can be incredible. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be vice versa. But you know, after the show, as long as the people are like, you sounded great, you know, I'm like, okay, that's good.
Right.
You know?
We won't go into detail, right? It sounds great, yeah.
Yeah.
So, with the Woo Warriors, last time I saw you in the downtown in Farmingdale, Long Island, you guys worked some new tracks from Bernie's catalog into the show. And what stuff have you guys been working on in the last few months?
Actually, basically, just that we're still trying to working on trying to get this another CD out.
Okay.
With, you know, collaborations within the band, you know. And then also just trying to put some of his material, you know, get his material, more of his material back into the show, you know. So
you had Time Was and
Time Was,
All the Woo in the World. Oh, you had the
Woo Together.
Yeah, Woo Together. And
yeah,
that was nice to see, because Bernie's solo stuff is just as hot as the collaboration. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I know there's definitely a few more that I really would love to do.
Okay, which ones, if you don't mind?
Are you familiar with Hold On? It's a slow song.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hold On, actually, which we had started working on, but we didn't get to perform it yet. So hopefully we'll get that into the repertoire. Can You Get to That is like a favorite song of mine. We was doing that, but you know, we in the midst of just trying to keep the repertoire moving and changing, you know, so you can hear different material, we took it out for the moment. And there's atmosphere, which a lot of people actually ask for that when we're performing, you know. You hear them screaming it in the audience.
Right.
You know? But, you know, there's several tunes, you know, that I would like to do and that we have talked about putting into the repertoire. So hopefully we'll be doing that soon.
I forgot to mention, and I'll tell you right now, I received a nice email today, and Dawn Silva and Mia wanted me to say hello to, and I quote, Mia sent me the email. She said, they said the baddest bass player in this planet. Really, they told me to say hi to you. So, and I think they're checking it out either today or the replay. So
yes, yeah, I don't.
Right. So yeah, I know you guys have worked together with Bernie and stuff like that. Yeah,
Dawn that's my girl. I haven't talked to her in a while, but Dawn and I got a chance to room together too, and she is just, aside from being really talented, she's just a great person to be around, and you know, a lot of fun and just intelligent, and you know. So I miss Dawn.
So the Woo Warriors and the Dawn Silva package tour, that would be something to see.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that was great. So if you didn't, you know, hopefully we'll get to do that again.
Yeah, with their own solo project.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into another cut, I got a couple questions. If we can go way back to when you're growing up listening to music, do you remember the first record you ever bought?
You know what it was? It was oh my God, do you remember that song Brandy?
Oh yeah. I don't know who sang it, but
I can't remember, and I always do, and it's funny that I'm forgetting right now, but if you can remember that song Brandy, that was out in probably the early 70s.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the first record that I got. Actually, it may have been a gift to me, but that was the first album that I got.
That's one of those records you always see like in the jukebox at the pizza joint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about going to see a live show that you weren't playing? Do you remember the first one you ever saw?
I'm thinking it may have been Melba Moore and the Spinners.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think. It may have been something else before that, but that's all I can remember. My memory is not too good these days. But I think probably that. the Melba Moore and the Spinners.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. And we should let folks know that the best place to see Donna McPherson is live with the band the Woo Warriors and Mr. Bernie Worrell, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. And you've got a pretty hectic schedule coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
People can go to BernieWorrell.com and look at all the tour dates. But what is it, Friday and Saturday this week?
Friday and Saturday, yeah.
Up at the Muse in Nantucket, Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. And then the 26th over at Tobacco Road in Manhattan.
Right.
Right near the Port Authority bus terminal. And then the long trek out, at least for the Jersey people, mm-hmm. out to eastern Long Island. But people here can take the ferry. Mm-hmm. And I know our station actually broadcasts out to parts of Long Island. So go to Stevens Talk House, and that's on June 28th. I've been there before, and it's a nice place to see a show, and not a bad spot. I mean, you could see everything right there.
Great.
So have a safe journey out there. And, one more thing. Mm-hmm. If you had any, I know we could probably talk 15 minutes on this, but some people you would love to be in the studio for 1 week to record with. Do you have anybody in mind?
Prince.
Yeah, right.
Is that his name now? I don't know.
Yeah, he's officially back to Prince. And he threw down. I saw him in Montreal about a week ago. So,
oh God!
Yeah, if I could slip you in the good word,
Yes.
I've been dying to have him on the radio show. So
yes, if you ever meet him, tell him I love him.
Yeah.
Prince, of course, Larry Graham, Missy Elliott, mm-hmm. Timberland. It's a whole lot. I could go on and on. Like you said, we could talk about it for probably about 15, probably half hour.
Right.
So it's a lot of people I would love to, perform with.
Well, you're right up there with the names you mentioned, Donna. And my special guest has been Donna McPherson of the Woo Warriors, Bernie Worrell and the Woo Warriors. And thanks to finally come on the show. I've been always talking great things about you, and I know meeting you in person is always nice.
Thank you.
So yeah,
feelings mutual, Joe.
Yeah, keep the funk alive and just the creation. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and I hope to see you at the shows pretty soon. So
great.
You know what, Donna? We're going to go out with let's see, that night over at the Knitting Factory. How about Mask?
Sounds good.
Yeah, and. You're welcome any other time to come on the show. So
thank you for having me, Joe.
Okay, thanks, Donna. This is Bernie Worrell and the Woo Warriors live at the Knitting Factory with something called Mask.